Hello, we are back again. Another hot session with Bushlion himself. He's here to say how it is. He's here to say how it is, man. No filter, no biasness. He's just gonna say how it is. I'm gonna bring Bushlion in a minute. Hello.
Hi. Hello, Niger Watch. How you doing? How are you?
Good. Yeah, I'm good, Mr. Bushlion. How you
That's
doing?
good. Nothing much. Just chilling in the backyard and having a good time enjoying nature and
Oh wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. You guys time different in America is about 6 hours, right?
Right. That is true.
Yeah, because it's already dark over here.
Oh wow, it's bright out. Very
Yeah, I
bright.
can see. Good
Yeah.
to have you on my show, and thanks very much for honoring my invitation.
Thank you.
Right. We're just going to be natural today. We're just going to say how it is.
Okay.
The reason why I brought you here today, you understand that there's election coming up in Edo State.
Yes.
So we are going to analyze some issue concerning the upcoming election, concerning
Okay.
the two major candidates,
Right.
Osagie and Governor Godwin Obaseki.
That is right.
So I'm going to throw these questions to you. I'm just going to be here listening while you analyze it how it is.
Okay.
Because I know you are very good with analyzing issues like this.
Yeah.
you know? All
Yes.
right, Mr. Bushlion, like I said before, thank you for coming. I want us to
Oh, it's
talk
my
about
pleasure.
the upcoming election. What is your role in politics?
Well, my role, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kenneth Egusa Eke, and an Edo-born citizen. My role in politics is that I am a political influencer, or should I say, a political communicator. I think that would be the better word. So I would call myself a political communicator. And my as a communicator in politics, one of my goals is to be able to create, and should I use the word an ambience, or to evoke reasoning in a person. You know, when you write six, the number six, right, and you
Yeah.
flip it to the other person is a nine, but to you is a six. So in political communications, you have to have the ability to bring out those things that you don't really see literally, you know, out in the public. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
my role, therefore, is that I believe I communicate political matters in a more logical way, or in a more practical way. So my goal as a communicator is to help you to see things that you normally would not see from your own side of view of the world of your worldview. You know,
Yeah.
so that I think
Okay.
that is, yeah,
All
that's
right,
that's
thank you
my.
very much.
You're welcome.
Mr. Bushlion, we understand you've got your own platform as well where you can spill everything out how it is. So we are going to
Yeah.
ask you some questions about the things that you'll be talking about for a while. But we just want
Okay.
you to actually pronounce it here on Niger Watch. so that
Yes.
our own followers can hear it from you. So we want
Okay.
to know about the two major candidates, Pastor Osagie Eranomigho and Governor Godwin Obaseki. Who are you supporting and why?
Okay. Um, Initially, I was not supporting Governor Gordon Obaseki. I was an avid critic of Governor Gordon Obaseki. If you follow the way things have been going, because I was misguided, I was misled, I was lied to by some wayward elements in our cyberspace. So, and as a person, I took it upon myself when it was time for me to make that decision of who I really wanted to um, be in support of. I made it upon myself to take a visit to Benin City. Prior to my visit, to that visit, my recent visit, the last time I went was in 2016. And when I went now, the changes were just unimaginable. You could see, from the roads, the street lights, the sanity, security in town. There was no fear of kidnapping. There was no fear of, you know, agberos harassing you or police officer. You remember, you know what I'm talking about when you go to Benin
Yeah,
sometimes. By the time you drive a block, you have to pay police officers. Well, I got to take $5. I mean, 5 naira. I got to take five. You know what I'm saying. So there was a sanity. The city was actually working. You can see that the economy was booming. There were small businesses everywhere. People were not so dependent on Godfather or the Agberos, the local political leaders. More oftentimes you hear those youths say, my leader," which is okay, it's good, but they were not dependent on their leaders. You know what I mean? Because there were opportunities. You could not feel the impact of in a society like the United States, for example. When you go to Missouri, you can feel the impact of the last recession when you hit the city. You can see some of the stores that are still closed. But I went there and there were businesses in every corner. And small businesses are the core foundation of any growing economy. When you see the small businesses thriving, when you see people actually, having that zeal to want to work, so you know that the government is actually empowering these people in one way, shape, or the other. Perhaps in the past, those taxes have forced a lot of these people to not be into business, to not want to be enthusiastic in to be. They did not have that drive. They never had that energetic drive in business because the government never gave them a fertile ground. But now that they have a fertile ground, the barriers are limited or almost none. So the businesses are going to thrive. You understand what I'm talking about?
exactly.
Yes. So I think that's my
Okay. All
yes.
right. So you are saying now that you're supporting, saying it publicly that you're supporting Governor Godwin Obaseki, right?
Yeah, yes, based on my eyewitness assessment, not
Okay,
what some
good.
idiot told me, but what I saw with my own eyes. You know, I believe no person with the right state of mind will work against a government that is working.
All right. Okay. Like we have Pastor Osagie Eranomigho who have tried up to I think 3 attempts to become the governor of Edo State.
Right?
A lot of people are actually clamoring for him because they believe that he's the one that will bring happiness back to Edo people.
Okay.
Why many say Obaseki have to stay to complete his 8 years so that he can complete all the projects, pending project that he has started.
Yes.
So what can you actually say about Pastor Osagie Eranomigho? What do you think of him? Because we don't know, at the moment now you're saying that you support Governor Godwin Obaseki. We don't actually know what's going to happen in September.
Right.
There could be a twist, if they didn't ring it though. You know, so
Yes.
I want to say, for example, he become the governor of Edo State. What do you think of him? What do you think Edo will become? Because you mentioned something before that there was a time there was a law of Agbero or whatever. There's no Agbero anymore. But I have a comment here where someone is saying that up to date we still have Agberos in Edo State. So what do you think Yamu can do differently? Is it going to be worse or is it going to be much better?
Well, when you look at the antecedents of Yamu, you
Yeah.
can already tell what he's gonna do in the future. When you look at his track record, okay, this is a pastor, a man who calls himself a pastor who has never had the script, he's never held the Bible in his hand, while campaigning and making reference to biblical records. Okay. Second of all, you saw the video that was just on social media a few days ago, or about a week ago, of Yamo and some political talks in Benin, strategizing, planning how they were going to go from local government to local government. They were going to go from polling booths to another polling booth, rigging elections, telling them how they were going to be beneficiaries of rigging the election. Okay. So when you see a person who has that track record, it's not even election yet. He's already planning with Agberos. So he has the tendency to always go back to his framework, to his background. That's his support base. His support base is Agberos. Even when you go on social media and look at the people who are supporting this man, the one from Texas, both of the two cowboys from Texas, look at them. Look at their track records. They both come online and beg all day. They have no moral compass. They are both irrelevant in terms of logical reasoning. They cannot think. They don't know how to conduct themselves. They both brag about their past. How I did this, I did that. But how does your character parallel, or how does your character match what you're claiming you've done? You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when you look at Yamo and the people supporting him, they all have the same they all have the same moral compass. They all have the same vision. They all have the same goal. And that goal is the simple agenda. And you know what I'm talking about when I said the simple agenda from Isaiah Yamu. The simple agenda is nothing but Edo State Treasury. I mean, how would you want to vote for a man or even support a man who's already planning with talks? Have you ever seen a video where Governor Gordon Obaseki is planning out there with a talk? This is the same man that Isaiah Yamu told us not even quite 4 years ago that he poured acid on his classmates while he was in the university. And that's the first identification for you to know that this man does not even have the ability to resolve conflict. One of the leadership skills, one of the primary skills of leadership, it's your ability to resolve conflict, your ability to make amendments when you have conflict. Look at myself and my so-called relative the other day. When I met him in Benin, even though he was making threats towards me when I was already in Benin and he was over here or wherever he was, but when I saw him, I made amendments. That's what we call leadership skills. So when Isaiah Yamo cannot make amendments, okay? And a gubernatorial candidate who cannot make amendments, who does not know how to resolve conflict, who resorts to pouring acid on his classmates. Okay, this is the same man who is on probation. Isaiah Yamo is on probation as we speak. What about the 700 million naira AFCC case? You remember, like I always say, if Isaiah Yamu was in America, he will have an ankle bracelet as we speak. He will be on probation. He'll have a probation officer he reports to every morning. So what? Why would anyone want to support Isaiah Yamu? I really believe. Please close the window. I really believe that Isaiah Yamu, right, should, or let me say, the INEC officers that allowed his name to be on the ballot should be taken in for questioning. DSS need to take them in for questioning and ask them how a person of this moral character ended up on the ballot, on the, what is it called, gubernatorial ballot, whatever papers, or the interest papers. Why would anyone that has that track record? You understand what I'm saying? So
All
we have the
right.
case of the acid. Okay, we have the case of the 700 million naira. Okay, We have the case of the incident that happened in front of the Oba Palace. Okay. And then we have the meeting of him. Like I said, we've seen meetings of Isaiah Yamu hanging out with
So
political thugs. Go ahead.
yes, I'm going to come to that. So let me just bring that in because I thought that I'm going to ask you that question concerning the incident that happened at the
At the
Oba Palace.
palace. Yes.
Yes, because many of us in diaspora are not very happy about that incident.
Yes.
When we all were growing up, our parents actually let us know what Oba of Benin means to us. Till now, I have that memory in me. I have that visualism in me that without after God, the next God is
Is the
Oba
Oba
of
of Benin.
Benin.
And that is right.
So for the youth to not have the guts to start shooting gun in the gate of our Oba of Benin. So I don't know how they got the guts to do that. So what do you think about this?
You see, when you look at this, people, and I'm going to make reference to the two cowboys, okay? You know what I'm talking about when I say cowboys. The two cowboys we have on social media, they are both from Texas, okay? When in terms of the
I'm
Oba
going to
Palace
come to
issue,
that. I'm going to come to
right?
that.
Right. So why I'm making reference to them is this. See, the Tony Kabaka did a video the other day in I think in the at a yard or in his house somewhere, and to denounce the fact that he was not a part of it, and that he went through the back door into the palace. Okay. Before we talk about going through the back door into the palace, I'm going to talk about you see, when I was growing up, Osagie and so why would you take a fight I won't even take a fight to my father's house, not even a street before my father's house. You understand what I'm saying? In reverence, in respect to my father, I will not bring those kind of behaviors close to home. So for a man, for Isaiah Yamu, whoever they were that were all part of that, they had Captain Hosa's flag flying during that what is it called, during that rally. They were not even protesting. They never had a license to protest. I believe Edo State has the same constitution and bylaws as a lot of states in the United States. They were supposed to go get did they have a permit to be out there? Governor Godwin Obaseki was invited. He had a scheduled appointment at the palace. Did they have a permit to be out there? Did they have a valid reason why they needed to be out there? And if they were out there, who invited them? Who told them that the governor was going to be coming there? Was it the public? This can be a very technical issue. We can go as far as doing an investigation to figure out if the visit in the first place was supposed to be a classified visit. And when I say classified visit, I mean if it was more between the governor and the Oba of Benin or the Benin Traditional Council. Okay, now if that was the case, how did that information get to the opposition? You understand what I'm saying? So that issue can become very technical. But when Kabaka came out and said he was not a part of it, we all know that that was a blunt lie. You know what I'm saying? You can you when I then I had to go I leave a back door. I had to go through the back door. When they Kabaka, when they lion and you that profess in the video that you are a lion and tiger, I saw him pumping up his muscles over there, which is a yam while they were, gearing those youth up, talking about how they're going to go from polling booths. Then when me crowd where Kabaka, come on, Temata, where we were like crowd where, yeah, if you do, you were what fee with my yak conservative you are, huh? Can you reason from what I'm reasoning from? For a man to
Yeah.
come out and say, "Oh, I was scared of the crowd, so I went through the back door." Come on now, you're the street governor. You claim to be a street governor. Why would you be afraid of your own street citizens? I wouldn't be afraid of my own street citizens if I was a street governor. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. Would you? Would you be afraid of your street citizens if you
All
claim
right.
to be the street governor?
All right. I also saw the
You did not.
video.
You did not answer my question though. I said, would you be afraid of your street citizens if you were a street governor?
No, of course not.
Oh,
Of
thank you,
course.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. All right, yeah.
Yes. The thing is, I saw the video that Comrade Tony Kabaka did, where
Yeah.
he was very upset about the same incident that we all are not actually happy about right now. So I was confused because at the moment now, Pastor Osagie Ezeyamu team said they are not the one. Governor
Yes.
Godwin Obasegi's team said they are not the one. So I'm
Yes.
wondering who did it.
Okay, so you know what? Upon considering all this, the incidents that occurred on that day and prior and after, okay, now I am left with the only obligation to believe everything Eranomigho said about him. So I, when you look at a person's history, okay, we're not fools. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna be sit here and act like I don't see what I see. You know, I'm gonna tell you like it is. Everything Eranomigho, the emitter of Dallas, Texas, have been saying about Tony Kabaka from day one was confirmed on that day. He confirmed, you know, initially I was like, man, Kabaka is a victim. Eranomigho is just being crazy. Eranomigho is just being a stupid person. But he confirmed all those allegations on that day. And I'm sure not just me, a lot of Edo citizens in diaspora and at home, you know, also have that assumption or had that assertion that he actually confirmed the allegations that have been brought against him in the past.
All right, Mr. Bushlion, we are going to talk about these people. But
Okay.
one thing is that because I've known you to be a very responsible man, I don't
Yes.
want us to use any kind of words like, hello, are you there? Okay, yes, I thought I lost you. So please, any word that is like insulting, words like foul languages and
Right,
all
right. No,
that,
no,
yes,
no, no, we will not. We will
let
not.
us stay away from
Yes.
that. You can constructively talk about these people. I'm going to ask you about Ambassador Dion Osagie and Mega Comrade right now because
Mm-hmm.
recently you are aware that Ambassador Dion Osagie was with Godwin Obaseki. I think that was a week or 2 weeks ago. He did a billboard and
Right.
all that. Like, I'm supporting Governor Obaseki with my life, with this and that. Just less than a week, uh, he changed his mind and moved to Pastor Osagie Izeyano.
That
Now,
is right.
yes, we all know that Ambassador John Osagie and Mega Comrade have not been in agreement for so long.
Right.
Both of them are now in same party. What do you think is going to
Mm-hmm.
happen? What do you think of them?
Well, you see, both of them have the same goals and vision. They both have the same aspiration, you know, and people of like minds usually attract. But in this case, in both of them's case, they have like minds, but for some reason they don't attract each other. I don't know why. And considering their level of energy, their frequency and energy, you know, when I mean energy, I'm not talking about physical energy. I'm talking about um, uh, should I say? Uh, I'm short of you know. I want to be. I always try to think of what I say, you know, because I don't want my words to be used against me. But what I want to say is the energy they flow in, you know. Could it be on you know, on a spiritual level? Let me use that word. Okay, that's a more broad word. Okay, on a spiritual level, okay, they both are supposed to be on the same frequency because they both have the same goals. They have the same aspiration. But for some reason, um, their, their their similarities tends to create a conflict. So there's an imbalance that, you know, in their similarities. They both have the same goals. They both have the same aspirations. They both are tax collectors. You know, Zacchaeus, if you remember in the Bible, Zacchaeus was a tax collector. Okay, and if you see my Dion Osagie is also a tax collector. And when I mean a tax collector, I don't mean like literally a tax collector, but you know what I'm trying to say. They both raise that. What I'm trying to say in essence, is that they both raise money for their businesses online. Although Dion Osagie says he has a non-profit organization, uh, for the sake of legality, I would strongly say that he should not call it a non-profit. He should say Dion Osagie Enterprise or God Sent Enterprise, not God Sent Foundation. The same with Eranomigho. Instead of PFM, it should be PFM Enterprise, because these are people who are for profit, you know, and their intentions are clear. You know, they are out there for profit. Is, you know, non-profit organizations. Let me tell you something. You see, non-profit organization is called a non-profit organization for a reason. That means that the government do not require them to file taxes. You understand what I'm saying?
Of course.
Thereby exempt them from every political affiliations. They cannot collect the government cannot collect taxes from them. Neither should the government, fund them. We have more than 200 foundations in Edo State. If one of them keeps seeking attention from the government, what about the other 199? Can the government cater to every single foundation in the United States or in Edo State? No.
No.
The Prime Minister of Canada almost went to jail recently for the same issue, palling around with a non-profit organization. And that brings us back to Isaiah Yamu. Isaiah Yamu went and visited Dion Osagie's foundation the other day. Okay, that right there should have ended Isaiah Yamu's political ambition if it was in the United States for an aspiring governor to visit a non-profit organization. You know what we call that in legal studies? Lobbying. Lobbying. That's lobbying. When a political candidate starts to lobby, we have lobbyists who lobbies interest groups. Okay? But when you do it openly and then he donates 200,000 naira, you know, to a non-profit organization, that's a violation of the law in the United States. That should have never happened in the first place. First of all, non-profit organizations, okay, like I said before, they are tax exempt. They are not entitled to have any affiliations with the government at all. They are supposed to be non-partisan. And non-partisan means you cannot be on this side and also be on this side. You know, you cannot be on this side and be against this side. Peradventure, this side wins, and they have access to the funding to your program. How do you now appeal to that party that you voted against? You understand what I'm saying? So that's why the government requires that non-profit organizations should remain non-political and non-partisan in politics. They should not participate in politics. These things are in the Constitution. So why would a person violate the Nigerian Constitution on a Facebook live video? Why would a person do that? That shows me. I'm like, Isaiah Yamo is a lawyer or calls himself a lawyer. Why would an attorney, a lawyer, did you not consult your legal advisors before going there? Have you read I have the Nigerian Constitution in the house right now. I have read the Nigerian Constitution so many times. I know what the laws are. I know what the guidelines are. A political candidate is not supposed to visit any or even pally around with a non-profit organization.
All
It
right.
creates a conflict of interest, because now when that organization supports you and they are caught in fraudulent activity, for example, you cannot prosecute them because they supported you. You see, these are the bedrock of corruption. And a lot of these things, I wouldn't say it's illiteracy, because Isaiah apparently went to law school, but it's just apparent negligence of the law.
Okay. It means that law is not actually working in Nigeria.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear
I
me?
cannot hear you.
Oh,
What
okay.
happened there?
You can't hear me? Hello? Yes, can you hear me now?
Hold up,
Are you
okay?
there?
Oh, is it my phone?
but I can hear you. Okay, let me bring you back in. We're sorry for that. We lost Bushlion. We're going to bring him back straight in. He needs to finish his analysis. We need to know. Okay, we have him here again. 1 minute. Okay, can you hear me
Okay,
now?
loud and clear.
Okay, good. Good to have you
So
back.
yes, so those sort of behaviors are just negligence of the Nigerian, negligence of the law, and a clear example of an ignorant person, a person who's only after their own personal interest. It's sad that this person and I are relative, you know. Although I never knew we were relative, I never knew when I was in Nigeria growing up. I never met him. I never knew who he was. I got to know him as my relative through social media.
Excuse
However,
me,
it's not a
sorry. Are
yeah.
you talking about Ambassador Dion Osagie?
Yes, 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 yes,
Okay,
yes.
go ahead. Yeah.
So in life, we all have to have people we call mentors. People we call role models. You know, you ought to have responsible role models. There are some role models and some mentors who would actually drive you into your predicament. And I think in his case, that's what I'm beginning to see, that the role models that he has are people who are not telling him the truth. People who just clamor and clap, you know, and they don't want to hurt his feelings. And because they don't want to hurt his feelings, they don't want to tell him the truth, you know. But you got to have people who can look at you in your face and tell you, you know what, you fucked up. Don't do it again. But you keep making the same mistake over and over and over and over again. In the last 3 years, you've made the same mistakes over and over again. You got a problem, buddy. And then you come out and tell people, don't look at me, don't look at my character. I'm an American. Look at my work. No, it don't work like that. You don't set the rules. Okay, society standards, society sets the rules. You don't set the rules for society, and then you come and say, I'm an American. How many adult Americans in the diaspora have you seen, and adult Americans in America have you seen that comes in the public and act like that? The same people who donate to you, you come out and disrespect them. The same people who supports you, you insult them. And as a matter of fact, those who are actually really his core social media soldiers, core social media attack dogs. Those are the people they don't even support. Those are the ones who don't actually contribute. The ones who were actually contributing, like myself, I contributed financially in so many ways. You know, they get into this habit of when you're not supporting what they're supporting, they want to blackmail you. You remember how I was being blackmailed with my picture back when I was in Animals, back for months. You know, same situation is happening right now with one of our comrades. He's also one of our progressive brother from the Obaseki 2020 team. Um, Victor Ojo. He's currently being blackmailed by the God's sent people because he's not supporting POI. They sent one of these one of these kids in the refugee camp to harass him. Victor Ojo from Canada. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yes, of course, I know him.
Okay, so he had some issues with Taju Omoroyi, and Taju Omoroyi decided to call one idiot. Well, let me not say idiot. Some little kid in Italy who's still in the refugee camp. Okay, he does not even know what his fate is. He does not even know where he's gonna go tomorrow. He does not even know if his job. I mean, this is a person who is just a JJC. Idare JJC. I just jolly just come. Taju Amaru, you went ahead and gave Victor Ojo's information to that kid, and that kid called Victor Ojo, threatening Victor Ojo, telling him, if you don't call me, I don't your information don't enter my desk. So that's the culture Dion Osagie and his God sent enterprise. I'm not going to say Dundee United, but I wish you would permit me to say the Dundee United members. These are the kind of culture they've been able to create. And when you see people like this and people like Eranomigho, our brother Eranomigho, they all have the same vision. They all have one goal. And when you see the person they're supporting, like what's his name? Isaiah Yamu. They all have the same thing. Look at Oshomole. Oshomole, Isaiah Yamu, Dion Osagie, they all have the same character. They all have the same track record. Oshomole was the person who came out on a video and said that a person who vomits in the morning and turns that vomit into a buffet in the evening, you know, should not be taken seriously. Look at Dion. Within 45 days, he started from AAC. He wanted to run as a governor. Went to no, actually, let me say this. He started from PDP back when Isaiah Yam was in PDP. Went to AAC, started his own, wanted to run as a governor. Came to back to PDP. Came to APC, PDP, then AAC. Who knows? Tomorrow it might be SDP. So these people who cannot stand for something, they tend to fall for everything. Same way, Oshomole told us all sorts of things in 2019 about Governor Godwin Obaseki. Okay, those were all good things. Okay, said all sorts of things about Isaiah Yamu that were all bad. And now you're coming back to tell us, oh, you sold us a bad apple, or you sold Edo people an unripe fruit. So you pooped in the night, I mean in the morning, and you converted it into a buffet, and now you're trying to eat it in the evening. It don't work like that. To them, that may be okay. It might be the way life is supposed to be, that you go back and eat your vomit, you know, but that's not. There's what we call law and order in a society. A society where there's no orderliness, there's going to be disorderliness. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
even in our character, we ought to have orderliness. You cannot keep constituting users and tell me to look at your work. You cannot keep constituting users and tell me, oh, you went and made a protest in the UK so that Nigerians in the UK can have their passport. But how about your character? You forgot you sold ID cards to vulnerable citizens at the asylum camp, telling them that they can use your ID card to fly and to get their legal documents. That's why we don't need people like that. If you look at the people supporting all these people, Isaiah Yamu, when you look at the people supporting Isaiah Yamu, look at their character. They all have the same character pattern. But when you look at the people supporting Governor Gordon Obaseki, have you ever seen a video where Governor Gordon Obaseki made a statement and the Isaiah Yamus are not using it to campaign against him? Hell no, because he's a man that actually thinks. And that's why sometimes, you see, I want to use some words, okay? I'm a person that the words flow, but I pause and I choose not to use certain words. You
Good.
understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not that I don't know what to say, but
Of
I
course.
just, yes, because I don't want to
Thank
be
you.
cited. I don't want to be cited, on a different day. That's why sometimes I just use I kind of pause, think about it before I use my own word. So I want everybody out there to support Gordon Obaseki. Gordon Obaseki is the first Edo State governor that has started the refinery, oil and petroleum refinery in Edo State. And not only the oil refinery, the Ososiomo uh, power plant. Governor Goduna Basaki is the first person, the first governor to start. Huh? Huh? Governor, no, I'm doing it's a live broadcast. Governor Goduna Basaki is the first person to do what is it called? Um, a power plant. You cut me off in my thought process. So, anyways, he started the energy. He's the first person to bring energy to Edo State. You know what I mean? So please, we all need. Oh, when people say wait and see, wait and see. Have you ever heard the governor talking about anybody for that matter in Obaseki cabinet talking about the refinery? Fortunately, not unfortunately, fortunately, we woke up to the refinery at 70%. That's a wait and see. Governor Gordon Obaseki, I'm going to call him a baker. And the reason why I'm going to call Governor Gordon Obaseki a baker is because, you see, when a baker puts his pan in the oven, he has to heat that oven first before putting his baking pan in the oven. And while the pan is in the oven, a lot of people are going to be wondering, like, what is it doing? What is it doing? We can't see what he's doing. But lo and behold, by the time he takes that pan out of the oven, There's going to be a
Okay.
beautiful cake.
Okay, there's a question I'm going to ask you before I go for the final question. This is a personal question from us. I
Okay.
understand that we were in Nigeria not quite long, and
Yeah.
you spend most of the time in those states, particularly Benin
Yes.
City.
Right.
So for me, I'm streaming here from Lagos, Lekki. So
Okay.
I want to ask you: are you
Yes.
actually contented
Yes.
with what you've seen so far that Obaseki has been doing for the past 4 years? Be fair.
And I I I I pledge to say the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. I'm going to tell you this. Aside from Governor Ogbemudia, Ali, and I think one other one, I can't remember what the name is, there has never been a governor in Edo State like Governor Gordon Obaseki. For the first time in my life, in my first experience in Edo State, where I actually went out at 3 a.m. How dare you did that during the time of Oshomole? You remember that what's his name? Ambassador Sayomore was kidnapped in in the heart of Benin under the watch of Oshomole. You know, under the
Yeah.
watch of Oshomole. So one of the main reasons I support Obaseki is because of his focus on basic infrastructural needs. In social sciences, there's what they call basic critical needs or basic critical infrastructural needs. And what those basic critical infrastructural needs are is water, electricity, security, healthcare, education, transportation. These are basic critical needs. And that's what Governor Godin Obaseki is focusing on. A governor who focuses on the basic critical infrastructural needs of the state. We cannot turn a blind eye. Let's not make the same mistake we made with Goodluck Jonathan. Let's not make the same mistake. Look at education. He has education reforms. The kids are in Edo State now actually have access to iPads. They're learning like the way American kids or the way Western children learn.
Okay.
Slowly. He has not gotten there. There's a room for improvement, but it's a work in progress. There
All
is room
right.
for improvement, yeah, but
All
it's a
right.
work in
Thank
progress.
you,
You're,
Mr.
you're welcome.
Bushlion. We have a
Thank you.
final question here because I'm not going to keep you here for so long.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this question, I don't know if I'm going to call it a sensitive question or because you
Hmm.
support Governor Godwin Obaseki. So, commenters are actually throwing this question to us since we've got it more than 10 times. So, we're going to
Yeah.
put it on the screen. They said we should ask you that where
Yes.
is Commissioner Ero?
Okay. You see, Commissioner Rowe is not a political candidate. Governor Godwin Obaseki is a political candidate. Isaiah Yamu is a political candidate. I don't know if you see what I'm trying to say here.
Mhm.
Isaiah Yamu is a political candidate. Governor Godwin Obaseki, on the other hand, is not. I mean, Governor Godwin Obaseki is a political candidate. Okay? Commissioner Ero is not a political candidate. So why should his whereabouts be a matter of importance in this election? To me, I see that as what we call the red herring. If those of you who are into logic, Google red herring, REDHEARING. Okay, so when people like the Eranomigho throws in this question sometimes, I'm like, where is Commissioner Ero? To me, that's the fallacy of that's a red herring fallacy, you know, because it's irrelevant. It is relevant on another level. If Commissioner Ero had come back now and want to work under Governor Obaseki, I would be the first person to oppose Commissioner Ero working under Governor Obaseki until he has been vindicated. He has gone through the vetting process, and the process shows that okay, he must have been an error. It must have been an error, or for whatever reason, it was prior to him, becoming a politician. And from what I'm hearing, that's what the case is. The issue happened before he even became a politician.
Okay. Thank you very much. I believe you answered that question perfectly, because we are actually focusing on the two major candidates, Pastor Osagie Ezeyamo and Governor Godwin Obaseki. And all the questions we've thrown at you since we started this broadcast, you've answered all of them well. So I'm going to thank you, Mr. Bushlion, for your time. I just want you to use 2 minutes to advise Edo people concerning the upcoming election in September, because September is just around the corner. We're already in August. So we have less than 5 weeks to make this decision.
Yes. My Edo people, I want to beg you all.
Please, can you talk to them in our Edo language, please, in dialect?
Okay. If you don't know kevenirisi, kevenimemwe winya ayo wala wuwu. Election ve denia, avisi gan ve roene. Iya ve swan ga osisi ban. Iya ve swan ga go ban, iya swan ga go ne. Evani dwa ga go ga osisi na. Ibi ya gware we bo ya gbe mare wana. Iya America di mayena we bo o ari o eyimie ari obe ofunwegbe. Egwebo o ari obo funwegbe. So Obaseki ve ono ve yedokin aroba fun ori obo funwegbe. Ibi ya ni redo. Ni redo iye ve deba kwa ya mwe ballot box ama iwe nu wala ogwo nu wa gi onwa yu omo pa yu nwa ya de. If anything ya na ri go nu wa mi ya e but oga sedere wa ge leli ya dwe ballot mu. How can one not yet be a pastor? I'm making you go down e man is aviziga ni koko tu oge be ni ya a ballot box mu e. Egbon radio we egbon radio keke na ga vote na egbon radio ma keke no ga de government ya mewe leva seva o mana khana o te wa keke no wa aru we kan zeve gbigo ni ya we government na tie EFCC ha e wodomu ari o bada tie EFCC ha e we o 700 million naira mu 700 million naira na khana o ma ga e governor evirokpa amu igori oba yo bo Ometi kokigaro yoba. Iga do edo ohe do eti koko aivie do wagima alwere ma. Na do miege vene biage leha we esu no re Lucifer no re babo ni do kere. Runda wa no ri okamo boy man ivie do e ma velele. Ni mala wo. Rundi vi ma ni eve one day. De by money ni ave bie. Ni magwo ba seki do le do yi. Ni mame kenave do ayo wa. Na me kenave amwe business yo wa. Otebe se 3 months ban ya ha gume tuta yi ba be manani ya. O ha gume tuta yi ba because oni ya mame tree tree na ya eya do freeze. Eya kaka be benore tree na ya efe eya hono kwa. Egbe e wona be we my son. Igo ro but o ha amu ewe wa so wa abagbe agbe investigo we a. Ave city agwe gigbe oko we a. Only if not see the man where my ball life video ni. My own na me we egbe life ni ma wa re man egbo o khome ni ma we ari wa ave so wa egbe be okima wala wo eh wala wa ya vote in God no ba seki. Thank you very much. And I'm enjoying the conversation. I wish I can still continue.
I know. Yeah. I targeted by about 1 hour. Because it's quite late here now. It's 9 p.m. Yes, I think all the information we want to hear from you, you've delivered it properly. So I'm very grateful. And we're going to do more of this more often. I'm going to bring you in every time because I like your analysis. We're going to come back here to talk about it before September. We are also going to come back here to talk about it after the victory of the candidate that's going to become the governor of Edo State back in September. So let's see how it goes, okay? Thank you very much. I really do appreciate you.
It's a pleasure. I appreciate you so much. You've been a brother and a friend. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bushlion. You're a brother, and I'm
Yes.
so proud to have a brother like you. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
thank you, there.
All right. Take
All right,
care.
all
Bye.
right.
We appreciate you all for your time. You guys have been so amazing for joining this live broadcast. We've done 2 live broadcasts today because, like I've always said, we are going to continue to do this till September. You know, we just want to keep you guys updated, especially my brothers and sisters in diaspora that cannot actually be on ground. You know, so we are going to make sure we bring everybody in to be, because everyone got information to pass on to our those in diaspora. So we need something good. We need the best candidate to emerge in September. Mr. Bushlion just said, you know, living in diaspora, we all have peace. We are happy. We can move how we like and all that. We understand there's a crime in every country, you know, but in the other way around, I can't lie to you. In Nigeria, for example, in Benin, you know, there's no security there. I will say this: I'm not supporting no candidate or no parties. We are not politicians, you know. But in the other way around, we are not happy with the security issues that we have been battling for so many years. If I can't even remember. So we need the candidate that will change the situation right now at hand. You know, many of those are investing in another states and all that, but in those states, that fear is still there. So we hope if Pastor Osagie And Eranomigho comes to power, we don't know, he can make these changes. If Governor Godwin Osagie come back the second time, we don't know his agenda yet. You know, we don't know what he's going to do, but what he has done so far, a lot of people are clamoring for him and, you know, hailing him and all that. For us, we can't judge. We are praying for the best candidate to emerge back in September. Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate you all for your time. Let me see if I can respond to one comment here before I call the chain. You know, oh, thank you, SDGH. Thank you very much for appreciating us. We are just trying to serve you guys. We are not perfect. I appreciate every one of you for joining this live broadcast. You guys have been doing a great job since from day one. Thank you very much. We appreciate every individuals for supporting us to be here. You know, okay, Joy Asemuta, we appreciate you so much. May God bless you. May God bless every one of you. We're going to end this show right now. We're going to come back tomorrow. We'll bring someone that will come and talk about the same Edo State politics and other issues. We are very, very into this upcoming election. It's not like before, like everyone keeps saying that I'm not interested, you not concern me, and you not do this. It concern everybody. This matter concern everybody. It concern me, concern you. You understand? You cannot live in abroad forever. You must come back home. But if you come home, just imagine, Nigeria is the only country where you are traveling to, you have to do extra prayer session. You will call your mother back home, Mama, pray for me. Papa, pray for me. Pastor, pray for me. I dey come Nigeria. I go come so time. Only Nigeria. If you live in America, you have traveling to Spain. Sometimes you don't even remember to pray. If you live in the United Kingdom, you are traveling to Germany. Sometimes you don't remember to pray. Why is it that when we are visiting Nigeria is not, it cannot end there. When you arrive in Lagos, you say, thank you, God. God, all the time I will spend in Nigeria, protect me. The next day, or I don't know how long you're going to spend in Lagos, when you are going to Benin, another session of prayer will start. You will pray. When you arrive in Benin, your parents will say hide you in one corner and be praying for you not to be kidnapped or be killed or whatever, or be robbed. Listen, how long are we going to live this life? This is why I'm saying, for every one of you that is clamoring, This man must win. The other one must win. Pastor Ezeyamu is what I want. Governor Dion Osagie is what I want. Think about your own life first. Are you actually safe? Whenever you are in Nigeria, are you safe? Do you think you are safe? I'm here. We are here. We are on ground right now. I'm talking from Lagos here. You know, I know what I'm saying. So we should be careful, you know, who we vote for. We need peace. Mr. Bushlion just said it right now. We need security in Nigeria, in those states, you know. So hopefully, by God's grace, the right candidate will emerge in September. Thank you very much, everybody. We love you all. Thank you for joining us. May God bless you. We're going to do this again tomorrow, and join us. Please don't forget to subscribe to Naija Watch. Press the notification button for any time we upload a video or go live like this, you'll be notified. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much, and have a good night and sweet dreams. Bye.